Hi, hey. Uh, so today I wanted to talk about this article that I wrote and published a few days ago. It's called "Do I Really Need to Go Through This?" And I felt like I needed to do a video along with whatever I have written in the article. It's a very simple article, but I feel like I received a lot of positive reviews on it. I got mails and messages for that particular article, and I wanted to just talk a little bit about it. So I mean, of course, we all ask these questions, to ourselves, like, why me? What did I do? Why do I have to go through this? And sometimes you don't get the answers, because sometimes there is no answer, and sometimes the answers that we receive can really further cause a lot of trauma, or it can bring up a lot of things that we're not ready to deal with yet. And sometimes, when we're in that phase of acceptance, sometimes we just accept it and say that, okay, yeah, this happened to me. And I feel like when we do that, when we just accept it and say that, okay, everything happens for a reason, okay, this happened to me, I feel like somewhere we rob ourselves of trying to give ourselves another chance. What I mean by this, I'm not saying that you should not accept. Of course, it makes sense to accept because it happened to you. There's no point in fighting it. There's no point in denying it. But what I feel from my experience is that when we pause and reframe that question, instead of saying, why did I have to go through this? What if we reframe that question, and instead of saying, okay, this happened to me, let me just accept it, what if we say, this happened to me, but what is it trying to teach me? What is it trying to tell me? I feel that when we pause and when we say, okay, there is something in this that I need to understand, it kind of takes our mind off of that particular loop of that constant thinking that this happened to me. So you kind of move from being a victim to being somebody curious. And I think that transition from being a victim to now moving to curiosity is a kind of growth in itself. Like, it's a growth mindset, because you're no longer in that victim mode where you are constantly trying to blame, find answers, or self-pity about everything that's happened. And when you move to curiosity, you become a learner. You try to understand what can you do, and the method to understand why whatever is happening to you, or what is this trying to tell you, it could differ. It could the approach could be different. Like, you would want to talk to somebody about it to make sense of things. Of course, therapy is something I'd recommend. You'd want to just journal about it, meditate on it. But I think what really helps is the kind of question that you ask. What really helps is the kind of question that you pose to yourself, because I feel like every right question will give you exactly what you want to hear. And of course, there's no telling as to what is right, what's wrong, but in your gut what exactly is it that you need to ask. So I feel, when I asked myself this question quite recently, I remember I was texting a friend and I'd asked him, like, why me? Like, I don't know, why is this happening to me? Why me? What did I do? And he told me, this is something you'll have to figure it out by yourself. And And weirdly, around that time, I remembered that I had to publish the newsletter article that was in the draft. And I remember I'd done that from my hospital bed. I think, yeah, it was from my hospital bed or after I had come home, I don't remember. But I remember I was lying down and I had published that article, and I read the article, and suddenly I posed the question differently. Instead of saying, why me? I asked myself, what is this trying to tell me? I did go through this. It's really big. It's life altering. I have to be very cautious now about everything. So what is this trying to teach me? Like to go beyond the obvious. Of course, lifestyle and everything is there, but to go beyond the obvious and say, why did this happen to me? To move from that and to ask, what is this trying to tell me? What lesson? Well, not lesson particularly, but what message am I getting from here? And I think the only thing I kept writing, the only thing that I kept writing when I was doing this was prioritizing yourself. You've not prioritized yourself, and you've not, well, of course, I didn't take good care of myself this past year. I was really stressed because I was dealing with this pain for a year and I didn't know what was happening, so I was in constant confusion all year. But I think the underlying message for me, for whatever happened in all of this, is that I need to prioritize myself. And I think somewhere I also realized that I was very afraid to upgrade. Weirdly, I didn't know that, but when I was writing it down, when I was writing this particular thing down, I remember writing that I'm afraid to upgrade. I'm still trying to figure out what that could mean for me, but yeah, like sometimes, when you need to upgrade, you need to let go of a lot of things. And sometimes the attachment is so strong that it can be difficult to let go, but you have to. And I felt like there were a few things I had let go of, but there were still a few things that I wasn't letting go of, and ultimately by force I had to let go. That those could be people, could be mostly people, but could be a lot of other things too. And I realized that it takes a lot of courage to stand up and say, hey, you know what, I'm doing this for myself. I know this is going to hurt you, and I know this I may come across as a terrible person, but I'm doing this for myself. And sometimes it doesn't go as planned, and that's okay, but you need to sometimes do it for yourself. And that was the message that I kept getting when I was writing and journaling this particular answer. I don't know what you are going through right now. I don't know where you are in your life right now. I hope everything is great, and I hope you are healthy and you are fine in every way, emotionally, mentally, physically, in every way. But let's say you are dealing with something and you feel overwhelmed and you are asking yourself this question, why should I, do I really need to go through this? Why me? I want to bring your attention to this particular article. I'd really like you to reframe that particular question and ask, what is this trying to teach me? Or well, what is this trying to tell me? What is the message that I'm getting from this? Sometimes the message will be very small, like very, very tiny, something that you also would have just thought of in passing but never really paid attention to it. Or sometimes the message could be really big. I cannot tell that for you, but I would really like to invite you to try this and see how you feel. It might take you more than one attempt to make sense of what this is, and you can always refer to the article that I've written. The link is in my bio. So yeah, I think to like wind the video, I don't know why we go through things, for whatever reasons we go through them, but it's not a coincidence, it's not random. There is always some kind of a meaning attached to it, and I think that's the reason I really love the blend that I have with the kind of work I do with tarot, with coaching and counseling. It really helps me make sense of a lot of things in this manner. I'm grateful that I can even help clients like that. So I do get questions in tarot when they're like, okay, I'm going through this, and I don't know, why me? Why do I have to suffer? And it helps when I can pull cards for them, and then that becomes like a coaching session. And I love the kind of magic of blending both the art and the science together. So yeah, I mean, this is something I wanted to share with you, and I wanted to invite you to try this out and let me know what you feel, what you think. I also would like to invite you to take a look at any of the services that I have. As of now, I'm offering the coaching and counseling program. After my journey, I was even more determined to not have single sessions and to have my program the way it is, because I felt a lot more confident and I felt a lot more right with what I was offering. So that is one offering that I have. And I have tarot readings, so those also are available. As of now, this is what I'm offering. I do teach tarot, but those I'm taking very few students. So if you're interested in either of these, please let me know, and do let me know what you think of this particular reframing of question. And you can journal, you can meditate, you can you know, even if you're just walking, like record your own wisdom. You can write it in the notes section. Don't have to really sit in one place and do it. You can do it wherever you are. So just give this a try and let me know how you feel. Let me know if this kind of helps you in some way. And thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for encouraging these videos. And if you have any recommendations for me for the videos, please let me know. Please DM me and I will make a list and we'll work on it. So thank you so much, and I will speak to you soon.